Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome today to a very exciting video talking about my progression in Marvel Contest of Champions. So I really kind of started to actively play the game back at the start of March this year, so 4 months ago, pretty much today. Before that, I did actually play the game for literally a couple of days shortly after it released, kind of back in February of 2015, which I believe was like a few months after the game originally launched, but it didn't really hook me back then. It didn't really have kind of all the features and refinement that it does now, which makes it by far, in my opinion, one of the best mobile games out there. It's just really fun. There's such like a high skill cap on the game, and there's so much depth to a lot of the champions that a lot of people overlook, which is why I personally really like the game. I also love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's great to be able to, you know, go and adventure around and collect and fight with your favorite champions. So let's start off with my rating at the moment. I recently broke, literally a couple of days ago, the 100k rating mark, which initially when I saw somebody over 100k rating, I was like, whoa, that's incredibly crazy. You know, how am I ever going to get there? But I feel like from about 20k rating onwards, you spiral on, because you have kind of this growing roster of champions that allows you to farm even more champions, and then that spirals on until you kind of hit the 100k mark, where you kind of, well, I think it was around the 90k mark actually, where I had kind of like almost one copy of every 3-star champion, apart from 2 champions that I can never seem to pull, which are She-Hulk and also the regular Cyclops. But apart from that, I've got a lot of copies of 3-star champions, every 2-star champion, like at least 20-30 times, and now I have quite a decent amount of 4-star champions. So let's look at the 4-star champions that I have, because to be honest, those are really the only champions that when you get to kind of this level of gameplay that, you know, really matter. The 3-star ones become a bit insignificant when it comes to Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars, and they're only really used for farming points and bolstering your roster once they've been upgraded quite a bit in Arena. So let's get the filter on for 4-star champions, and then we're going to sort it by hero rating. Okay, fantastic. So these are my 4-star champions. As you can see, I have been insanely lucky with the ones that I have pulled. I've managed to get a duped Guillotine, Scarlet Witch, and 4, which are amazing champions. On top of that, unduped characters that I have that are top tier ones are Doctor Strange, Ultron, Black Widow, Captain America 2, and then I've got a Yellow Jacket, I've got a Magneto, and I've got a Star-Lord as well, but I really want to dupe the Star-Lord, because 4-star Star-Lord, once you gain a second copy, becomes insane. Like, it's ridiculously good, but on its own, it isn't that great. So hopefully I'm going to obtain a second copy of that in the next couple of months. That would be amazing. And recently I've pulled the characters like Moon Knight, Deadpool, X-Force, and Spider-Man, which are also really good. Got a couple of okay champions in the mix, like Hulk, Spider-Gwen, regular Captain America, and Iron Fist. Iron Fist, everybody's like, whoa, I love my Iron Fist so much, he's awesome. And I'm like, well, he's really awesome until you fight somebody that's got slightly higher PI with you and willpower, and then it's just really frustrating, because for those of you who don't know, Iron Fist, when he's duped, just stacks armor breaks like crazy. Literally, when you're fighting, he'll usually have like 3 to 6 up at one time, and while that's good for his damage, it is terrible for triggering willpower. And yeah, he's just a bit of a pain in the ass, which is why I don't like that champion. Whereas with, like, Doctor Strange, I can fight, like, you know, these absolute... I go onto the leaderboard, and I duel some of, like, the top characters in the game. So people have, like, I don't know, 7, 8k Ronins, and the 5-star and all maxed out. And, you know, I can beat those quite easily. Whereas if I tried to hit them with Iron Fist, I wouldn't get anywhere, because they would heal way too much. And that's kind of why I don't like Iron Fist, is because, you know, you can fight champions at the same level, but when you try to do hard stuff that's, you know, actually quite rewarding, then you can't do it, because willpower just blocks you. But yeah, anyway, so this is my kind of roster of 4-star champions. As you can see, how many do I have? 24 of them. And I have, what is it, 5 of them dupes. So yeah, I've been pretty lucky. So that's 29 4-star champions. Well, you know, if you want to exclude the Realm of Legends ones, that's 26 in 4 months. Now, I have spent a little bit of money on the game, not too much. I've brought the top packet, like the 3,100 credit packet, like twice, because, you know, I have money coming in, so I thought, you know, I'd use that to advance my progression. But I actually spent it all on crystals. And kind of looking back, I really didn't need to do that, because all I really got was loads of 2-star champions, and it didn't help my progression at all. I feel like when it comes to progression, it's all about playing the game and actually spending your units smartly. And also, just one of the really important points about advancing quickly is making sure that you are in an active alliance that is constantly pushing for wins in alliance wars, constantly completing their alliance quests, and also hitting all of the milestones in you know, the kind of events, and constantly getting the 4-star shards. Because if you are an alliance that's doing that, then let's do some like quick calculations. Summoner advancement each week, if you're kind of breaking that threshold and then going a bit above and getting in kind of the 70+ bracket, that's like 400 500 4-star shards. And then you've got alliance wars. If you can you know, on average in 2 weeks win 3 alliance wars, that's 1,000 and a bit, well, 1,000 to 1,200 what is it, 4-star shards. So every 2 weeks from just the Summoner advancement and Alliance War wins, you know, on average, that can be a 4-star champion. Plus you have the events such as, what is it, Completion, which run every 3 days, where you can get 250 4-star shards every 3 days. So every 15 days, every 2 weeks, that is, what is that, 1,250 4-star shards. And then you've got kind of like opening crystals and, you know, duplicating 3-star champions, and just a few other ways. You've also got the event quest as well, where you can get 4-star shards. Just loads of other ways where you get 4-star champions, and they become a lot easier to get. Of course, as you've got all the 3-star champions, you're just duping, and every time you get a 3-star one, you get some shards for 4-star. So that's kind of my advice there, is just being an alliance that pushes as hard as they can, and also yourself, if you want to progress fastly, get into arena and just try and hit those milestones as much as you possibly can, because you can get an insane amount of champions every week just by doing that. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, so yeah, let's go back. Is there anything else you want to talk about in this video? Yeah, I have a Deadpool as well. I literally, as soon as I got the game on the first day, I was like, oh, Deadpool, got to buy this package, and I kind of played about with him for a while. But again, the state of the game back then wasn't so great, so I was like, nah, I can't really be bothered. But apart from that, pretty much every 3-star champion in the game, apart from, what did I mention earlier? The Cyclops and also She-Hulk. Here are pretty much all of my favorite ones are max rank, as you'll be able to see, or quite a high rank. I really enjoy fighting with Venom as well. I'm probably going to max him out soon. So this is just to give people who wanted to see a quick fly through and overview of all the champions that I have. Recently acquired Black Panther as well, kind of the newest one. However, I really don't like the attack animations on it, so probably going to leave it at that level. Really not too fussed about that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the progression video, guys. Hopefully, you know, I'll come back to this video and watch it in another 4 months and be like, whoa, you know, I had no 4-star champions back then, and now I have like 60 odd. So yeah, really hoping for that. Oh, actually, one thing I also wanted to talk about is my only 5-star champion, Magic. So a few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to finally have enough 5-star shards to get a 5-star crystal, and from that crystal I pulled Magic, who is an absolutely, probably at the time it was the worst pull from that crystal. Not really that fond of her. I was bitterly disappointed. I really wish you have an option to reroll, but yeah, I've got 5-star Magic, and I'm sitting on about I think it's about 6,000 or 5,000 5-star shards at the moment. Oh, 6,185, so not too bad. I'm really hoping that I do not pull another magic, or, you know, I just want to kind of pull anything decent. I feel like I'm either going to pull, literally, I'm betting now, I probably place a lot of money on the fact that I'm going to pull an Iron Fist, an Ant-Man, or a magic from my next 5-star crystal. But hopefully I should have an opening video for the 5-star crystal in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my kind of roster and progression to 100k. I hope you enjoyed the video and learn a little bit about, you know, my progression and time in Marvel Contest of Champions. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm planning on making a lot more Marvel Contest of Champions content, so if you do have any requests for videos or stuff you'd like to see, please leave them in the description of the video below, the comments of the video below, and I always read them and reply to most of my comments. So yeah, thanks for watching and have an absolutely fantastic day.